already know that if you're watching this video, you probably think that eating one unhealthy meal is probably going to ruin your progress that you've made in the gym. It's because I've been guilty of that too. If you're the type of person who cancels social plans, feels guilty about having dessert, or thinks you have to go 100% at the gym every single day to see progress, that is all just such a lie. Like, I think my 5-year fitness journey really could have just been a year or year and a half if I had done it the right way, and if I had stopped like restricting myself in my food and my diet, because y'all know that I've had a binge eating problem, and so restricting myself only just led me to overcompensating for that later. So let's talk about what healthy eating actually looks like. You really don't need 10 bajillion things in your fridge in order to eat healthy. I personally am someone who doesn't even enjoy cooking that much, but I figured out ways to make healthy, easy, fast, and yummy meals at home. It also just irks me whenever I go out to eat at like a restaurant or something. I've been guilty of this too, but we're always like, oh, I have to go to the gym tomorrow to make up for this. But that's just like not true. That's just like not how fitness works. The cycle needs to be broken, because you can do both things. You can have a social life and still enjoy foods that you like to when you go out. But that doesn't mean you have to give up progress in the gym and eating healthy. Both of those things can go hand in hand. And I'm about to show you guys exactly how I do that on a weekly basis. Obviously, if you don't have a super busy week, it is 10 times easier to just cook all of your meals at home and stay on track. But let's be real, life is busy, and I already know you're gonna use an excuse to procrastinate eating healthy, but that is going to end now, because we deserve to feel good in our bodies. That is a privilege. That is a luxury, okay? Don't take that for granted. So let's get right into it. I'm gonna show you guys everything that I eat this week while still sticking to my health and fitness goals, and hopefully it gives you guys an idea of how to go about this. Hello, new angle. Oh my gosh, don't look at my messy kitchen. Oh, you can't even see it because of the angle. Wait, this is so fun. So today I've already had breakfast. I had a light lunch. I always eat like a light lunch on the days that I'm dancing in the evening. So I had my light lunch. Since I have to dance in about like 3 hours, I'm going to have a tiny little yogurt bowl, because I can't eat dinner before I go to dance. I will be yakking. Nobody wants to see it. Nobody wants to see that. So then I'll eat like a light dinner before I go to bed. Let's just make that yogurt bowl very quickly. Oh my God, we're out of bowls right now. So for me, since I haven't been lifting heavy lately, I have been tracking my food as much as I can. That way I'm not stressing about gaining weight that much, and I can still at least maintain my current like physique while I take my dandy old time recovering from this injury. What I usually do is I have my food scale here, and I'll just plop whatever I'm eating in on top of it. I can see exactly how much I'm putting in my plate or bowl and measure out my ingredients that way. So for today's bowl, we got some non-fat Greek yogurt. We have some strawberries. My boyfriend keeps hiding my snacks from me. And then just a little bit of peanut butter. And of course, we need the dark chocolate. Dark chocolate always. Also, pre-cutting your fruits is such a good hack, you guys. It just makes it so much easier to just grab it and put it in like a bowl, or literally just have it like a snack. I know myself too well. If I see a box of fruit just laying there, I'm not going to touch it, because the process of taking it out, washing it, and then cutting it is already like so much time in my head. So having it pre-cut and ready to go just makes life 10 times easier. All right, so this is the final look. Look, your food doesn't have to be aesthetically pleasing for you to eat it. My meals rarely ever look aesthetically pleasing, but hey, I still get the job done. It tastes delicious. I'm just a girl living in this world. What are you gonna do about me? Delicious. It's like pudding in a cup. I will say with the food scale, it's really easy to use and abuse it. But what helps me is I just kind of use it to approximate and see how big the portions are of a normal serving size. That way, once I can see it and I know, then I know for future reference that like, oh, this is approximately how much I should be eating to either maintain or be in a calorie deficit. So treat it like a tool that should be helping you and not restricting you. What's up, guys? I'm back from teaching dance class. Usually by the time I get home from dance classes, it's always like so late, and I try not to eat like something heavy, but I am so hungry. I have this meal prepped beef quinoa in bone broth that I made yesterday. All it required was one pan. I put in some quinoa, bone broth, ground beef with some seasoning. Let that simmer, let that boil, let it cook through. That whole pan has lasted me for a full dinner, and I'm having it for dinner tonight. Really doesn't have to be anything super extravagant, and it tastes amazing. Another thing that I usually do when I go to the grocery store is make sure for any dairy products that I get that is always like the light or reduced fat version. And anytime I'm doing like a bowl type of situation, I love either like sriracha, Tabasco, Cholula, or like buffalo sauce. It is so flavorful, and I love using sauces that are super low in calories, so I don't feel guilty of like overusing it. And there you have it, folks. That literally took me like less than 10 minutes to put together. It's just so much easier when you have something already made and ready to go. Add your toppings to it and boom, you're done. So I'm gonna go enjoy my little dinner and hit the bed in like an hour so I have some time to digest. Yeah, oh my god, I'm so tired. I literally could fall asleep right now. Good morning. It is way too early for me to be filming on camera right now, but I promised I would show you guys what I eat in a week, so here we go. Time to chug lemon water. Let's hit the gym, and we'll be back for breakfast. Okay, so for breakfast, I could literally eat the same thing every single day. I usually do some sort of combination of like a bagel, egg and cheese sandwich. Try to only use egg whites because obviously higher protein, lower fat. Got the eggs going. Here's the bagel. I've been using this new brand of bagels. It is only 80 calories, super high in protein. Honestly, tastes pretty decent. Breakfast is served. We got our egg and cheese on a bagel, some cut up fruit, and of course, iced coffee. Pretty much what I eat every single day in the morning. All right, we are fast forwarding to lunchtime. It is 3 p.m., which is a little bit late for me for lunch, I know. It is such a rainy day today. I understand that August is coming to an end, but that doesn't mean that summer should be over just quite yet. So on today's lunch menu, we have some salmon and rice. I usually get salmon from Whole Foods and then your normal basmati rice. And each salmon is already 4 ounces, so I don't really need to measure that out or anything. And then for the rice, I have 2 servings already cooked here, so I'm just gonna take half of it and that'll be lunch. Nice and easy. But most weeks, I just don't have the time to cook each and every single meal. So it really helps to just, whatever meat you want, cook the whole batch of it and just save it for your next 3 or 4 meals. I don't shy away from eating carbs. I need at least some form of carb each and every meal. Whether it's like bread with my eggs in the morning or rice or quinoa, whatever protein I'm eating, I need some sort of carb to go with it. What I do keep in mind is not having carbs as majority of my portion of the meal. That's what my plate looks like. I just have my salmon and my rice. I'm just gonna heat it up real quick. Also, I find that picking meats that are easy to cook and don't take that much time are so much easier to meal prep. So I realized that most weekends, I just don't have the time to meal prep on like a Sunday night. It's just, I'm not that girl. I just can't be that girl. I've tried so many times and it doesn't work out. It's not sustainable for me. So picking meats that are easy to cook and I can just like make them in bulk and then ration it out for like 2 or 3 meals is just so much easier. And then I don't have to worry about cooking for like 2 or 3 days. That method has been working for me. The go-to meats usually are either like ground beef, ground turkey, or even salmon, and usually chicken breast or chicken thigh, depending on what I'm feeling that week. And then I'll just end up making like the whole package and it'll last me like 3 or 4 meals. And then once you find those 2 or 3 recipes that you really, really like and enjoy, you can just keep those on rotation. Like I eat the same meal every single day if it's a yummy meal. This I have here, liquid aminos. This is a great substitute for soy sauce. Either this or even like coconut aminos is a great alternative to soy sauce. Of course, you can't have salmon and rice without some spicy Japanese mayo. Amazing. That's delicious. That is so yummy. Prepping this whole thing took me like 30 minutes. Putting it together, reheating it took me 10 minutes. So yeah, cooking does not have to be that time consuming. So I made myself a little yogurt granola bowl and she looks so cute. And this whole thing is like 250 calories. I did go a little ham on the chocolate today, but that's okay. My other meals today were on the lighter side. So we basically have vanilla non-fat Greek yogurt as the base. Got some strawberries. I got this like brown rice cereal to use as like granola basically. Super low in calories and some peanut butter to top it off. I have a huge sweet tooth. I feel like the older I get, the more of a sweet tooth I have. So yogurt bowls like these, even dates with like some peanut butter, they're always such a good way to satisfy your cravings. It's not like you're picking up like a Reese's or Hershey's like chocolate bar or something, you know? I've just been focusing on like high protein full meals 2 or 3 times a day. And then I'll have like a yogurt bowl or a smoothie. One of the biggest hacks I learned was drinking water anytime you start getting a little bit hungry or you want to munch on something and those snacking tendencies just like creep in, literally just chug a whole bottle or like half a bottle of water. I promise you, you're probably just dehydrated, and after you drink that much water, you're probably gonna forget that you even had cravings. I remember like when I was living in FIDI like 4 years ago, I had a planner that had like, you know those planners with like the water signs, and it's like a way to track how much water you're drinking throughout the day. I literally used to fill those in and like color each bubble for every bottle of water that I drank, because I used to be so bad. I feel like I used to drink like maybe 2 glasses of water a day, and literally 5 of these a day is all you need. She's the real winner here. I woke up feeling so groggy this morning, and it doesn't help that it's rainy and gloomy and disgusting outside. It just makes me want to like go back to bed and stay inside, but here we are. And we're back. Just got home. I am so hungry. It is lunchtime. I actually overslept this morning, so I hit the gym a little bit later than I normally would. Ended up like just not eating breakfast today. So I'm going to make like a semi-heavy lunch. Basically just gonna do a chicken wrap with double protein because I missed my protein this morning. So we're gonna make up for it. But usually for lunch, I'll try to do any sort of like a wrap or burrito, easy like rice bowl just to put together. I don't really like meal prep necessarily. Like I don't like have meals boxed up and ready to go. Having your meat cooked, having your veggies like pre-cut makes such a big difference. This taco seasoning is chef's kiss. All you truly need to season the meat. And it just makes cooking meat so much easier for me because then I don't really think about like having to marinate it. I put up a poll the other day on my Instagram story, what you guys struggle with when it comes to eating healthy. And so many of you guys were concerned about snacking and cravings and how to kind of navigate that. When you're hungry, you're gonna wanna pick up the first available thing that's in your fridge, or if you're out and about, pick up something on the go. But I think the key is like, you don't have to get rid of snacking completely, but whatever you're craving, like let's say I'm craving like a bag of chips. I'll try to get chips that are like low in fat, high in fiber, and then use something high protein as a dip. I love using cottage cheese, and that way you're still getting protein in, but you're also not like completely restricting yourself by like giving up snacking completely, because that's also just like so hard to do. I used to also eat a lot of protein bars, but I've like slowly kind of weaned off of them for some reason. I'll occasionally like have them still if I'm traveling. I'll pack it for, you know, if I'm on the go and stuff. But if I can, I try to get my protein from like actual foods rather than protein powder. All right, so for my tortilla, I'm using these Ole Mexican Foods high fiber carb friendly tortilla. It's insane. It's 60 calories from one tortilla. It has 1.5 gram fat and 4 grams of protein, and it tastes phenomenal. It has that like Malaysian paratha like kind of flakiness to it. So what I'll usually do is I'll cook 4 ounces of whatever meat that I have, but since I didn't have breakfast today, I am already behind on my protein, so I'm gonna double that today. So I'll do 8 ounces of chicken with some veggies. I also just love using any sort of ground meat because it just takes so much less time to cook compared to like a whole chicken breast or a steak or something, and you can actually see when it's fully cooked. This looks so good. Peppers. I'm actually gonna let this sit in here for a second. Everyone at this point knows that protein is the main character. You need protein if you're trying to build muscle or if you're doing a body recon. When I started eating like almost a gram of protein per my body weight, that's when I noticed the exponential like, increase in muscle mass, decrease in body fat. And it doesn't have to be super complicated. Like you truly just need like 3 or 4 sources of proteins on rotation. Once you kind of nail a couple of recipes that you really enjoy, then you can start experimenting, try different things. Don't overwhelm yourself. Like just start with a couple, like maybe chicken, turkey, or if you're vegetarian, try like tofu and lentils, and just go for the low effort, easy recipes, because cooking should not be like something that takes up up majority of your time, you know what I mean? Especially if you're a busy gal, like there's no time to be spending hours and hours in the kitchen. Also, something that I realized is that my meals are not going to be Pinterest worthy all the time, are like super aesthetically pleasing. And I think that's something that used to like deter me from cooking in the first place. I feel like when I see those like picture perfect meals, I feel like it used to make me think that I have to be like an amazing cook to reach my fitness goals. But that's truly just such a false narrative, y'all. Like, I am by no means an exceptional chef or anything. So finding little hacks here and there to make it consistent and efficient is truly like the name of the game. And she's ready to eat. Literally all of this together is 60 for the tortilla, 300 for the meat. I added some cheese, so 380. And then a little bit of that Greek yogurt is like 40-50 calories. And it's about 45 to 50 grams of protein. So literally as easy as that. All right, it is 3:30 p.m. and I have not had lunch. I had a really big breakfast today. So I'm gonna show you guys how I've been making my daily delicious smoothie. I'm gonna get my Ninja blender out. I'm using Chobani non-fat vanilla Greek yogurt. I'm gonna use just a little bit of non-fat milk. Put in frozen strawberry and banana, just a little bit of peanut butter, a little bit of honey. I recently, like in the past few weeks, have started taking collagen. All right, I'm gonna do half a serving size, so like 70 grams of fruit, 1 tablespoon, so that's gonna put me at 16 grams of peanut butter. I went through a phase where I was doing PB Fit powder, but real peanut butter is just too good, man. Let's do half a serving, so like 10 grams. All right, gonna add some chopped kale as well. I actually ended up adding a couple of dates and some more milk. All right, moment of truth. Pretty fire. All right, peace out, Girl Scout. Okay, so that's basically the gist of what I kind of eat in the week. You probably noticed that it's not super perfect, it's not aesthetic all the time, but that's kind of the point. I usually try to just eat at home and cook Monday through Friday. That way, as soon as the weekend kind of rolls around, I'm not feeling super guilty about going out with my friends or just going out to a restaurant. Especially living in New York, I don't want a lifestyle that's going to be restricting me from enjoying my life. So if I'm staying disciplined during the week, cooking at home, hitting my 100 to 110 grams of protein a day, getting my steps in and my workouts in, it allows for some flexibility on the weekends. So it's kind of like a give and take. Also, if you remember nothing else from this video, here's what helps me the most. Number one, having easy go-to meals. That way you're not overthinking and you have something on deck ready to go all the time. 2 is pairing your carbs or any sort of snack that you desire with protein. That way you're staying full for longer. It'll reduce your tendency to snack throughout the day, and make sure you're drinking water because that will literally solve half your problems. And 3, give yourself permission to enjoy food without feeling guilty, because if anything, consistency matters way more than perfection. So even if you're making small changes throughout your week, whether it is making breakfast instead of picking it up from the nearest bodega, that in itself is a baby step towards reaching your fitness goals. Don't be too hard on yourself. If you don't know where to start, just start small, because those small wins are what's going to help you stay motivated and make you feel like you can do it and trust yourself to actually accomplish whatever your health and fitness goals are. So if you enjoyed this video, if you found any sort of inspiration or liked anything that I said, please definitely hit that subscribe, like, comment, share, do all the things. And I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, Gio, Fiddle, hustle, gal, stay on that grind and eat well, live well, and let's get stronger and healthier together.